show. And now, because God clearly hates us, we have to talk about debate 2, the night we gave up. With everyone heading into debate night buzzing about Donnie and Billy's fun time pussy wagon, Trump made a last-minute play to non-consensually grab the media narrative by rounding up 4 women who say they've been victimized by the Clintons and flying them to St. Louis to use as a sort of rape victim human shield.
Well, I'm here to support Mr. Trump because he's going to make America great again.
Hi, I'm Juanita Broderick, and I'm here to support Donald Trump. Mr. Trump may have said some bad words, but Bill Clinton raped me.
God damn it, Bill Clinton! Why can't we just lock him and Trump in a closet to grope each other to death? As disgusting as Bill is, none of this is Hillary's fault, and none of it erases what Donald did. Besides, rubbing a woman's face in her husband's infidelities is not the way to America's heart. We love wronged wives. This is the same America that is still obsessed with Jennifer Aniston. Her ex-husband has split up with the woman he cheated on her with, and we still want to know if she's okay. Are you all right, Jen? Can I get you some skin oatmeal? Is your couch white enough? Trump's 90s flashback was clearly meant to rattle Hillary Clinton, which it didn't, but everyone else was pretty creeped out.
Republicans, as much as Democrats right now, think this is Donald Trump pouring gasoline over his head and lighting himself on fire.
I know millions of his supporters are cheering tonight for what they think is going full Gondor, but I think it could be perceived as going full Mordor.
Nice Lord of the Rings metaphor, Dungeon Master Hewitt. And just like watching those movies, I can't believe how many hours are still left in this grim, joyless battle. And so America, already heartbroken and spattered with sleaze, dragged itself to the second debate between a well-prepared, if uninspiring, public servant and a crotch-fondling slab of rancid meatloaf. Moderators Martha Raddatz and Anderson Cooper gamely carried on as if this whole evening weren't completely insane, because as we all know, presidential debates traditionally feature one candidate threatening to jail his opponent, then stalking her around the stage like he's Leatherface, and finally, fornicating with a chair. When you're a star, the chairs let you do it. You can do anything. Instead of the dynamic lunatic Trump we got at the first debate, we got the fat Elvis version. A sluggish, bloated, and judging from his answers, passably medicated.
Secretary Clinton, I do want to follow up on emails. You've said your handling of your emails was a mistake.
Personal email account.
Emails.
Server.
I'd like to know, Anderson, why aren't you bringing up the emails? I'd like to know. Why aren't you
We brought up the emails.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Yes, he done. He done. Trump kept dismissing his hot mic moment as something any typical person in his 6th decade of life who's married and a father of daughters would say behind closed doors.
You bragged that you have sexually assaulted women. Do you understand that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I don't think you understood what was said. This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it, but this is locker room talk. It's locker room talk, and it's one of those things.
Oh, that thing I still have nightmares about was just locker room talk and not sexual assault? Woo! Goodbye, PTSD. Also, you weren't in a locker room, you sleazy pair of sweat socks. You were at work. As Trump snarled like a wounded raccoon stuck in your crawl space, Hillary declined to deliver a merciful death blow and instead yammered on about Russian hackers and her Netflix queue.
That was something I said about Abraham Lincoln after having seen the wonderful Steven Spielberg movie called Lincoln. It was a master class watching President Lincoln get the Congress to approve the 13th Amendment.
Oh, God, of course Hillary Clinton's favorite Spielberg movie isn't the killer shark one or the dinosaur one. It's the one about legislative negotiation. Hillary thought she was at a debate, but Trump was at a Trump rally. So while she reached out to the audience with facts and sentences that followed the basic rules of grammar and syntax, Trump spent 90 minutes outgassing a noxious word cloud of aggression and disjointed nonsense he found on Reddit.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Our taxes are so high, just about the highest in the world. Hundreds of thousands of people coming in from Syria when we know nothing about them.
You sent out a series of tweets from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., including one that told people to check out a sex tape.
No, it wasn't check out a sex tape. You're the one that sent the pictures around your campaign, sent the pictures around with President Obama in a certain garb. That was long before I was ever involved, so you actually owe an apology. For 30 years, years she's been doing this, Anderson. She talks about taxes. Why didn't she do something about it?
Yeah, why didn't she do anything about taxes 30 years ago? Everybody knows that the federal tax rates are set by the First Lady of Arkansas. But at least Trump proved once and for all who the real bitch was in this debate.
Mr. Trump, I want to get to audience questions and online questions.
So she's allowed to do that, but I'm not allowed to respond.
You're going to get to respond right now.
That sounds fair.
No, answer the question.
Why
Do
don't
you still
interrupt
believe?
her? You
I
interrupt
do.
me all the time. Why don't you
Would you
interrupt her?
please? Actually, no, I'd like to move on to an online question.
She just went about 25 seconds over her time.
She did not. We're going to move on.
She went over a minute over, and you don't stop her. When I go 1 second over, it's like
You
a
had
big deal.
many
It's
answers.
really-
And how come Amber gets to go to the mall with her friends and I don't? I hate you so much, Mom. In fact, the biased concept of linear time showed Trump spoke for 40 minutes and 10 seconds, while Hillary spoke for 39 minutes and 5 seconds, which makes Trump the real clock gobbler. The debate was a grotesque travesty of democracy. Trump did to Hillary, the moderators, and the viewers what he did to that chair, and insulted us all the while.
How stupid is our country?
Well, thankfully, not that stupid. We'll be right back.